What's up, man?
Hey, how's it going, man?
All good, brother. Just chilling out there.
Nice, nice, nice. All right. Thanks again, for taking this time to share your story. I believe you've done interviews before, right? I think
Yeah,
something
like
like your.
quite in the past, yeah, for sure. I think I was
Okay.
like only two about tutting, but the rest was about like my loaded up career and like doing the cannabis and all that stuff too. So yeah.
Okay, cool. So let's see if we can talk about some stuff that maybe haven't been shared, or other people haven't talked about.
Okay.
But yeah, for everyone here, we're gonna talk with Strobe from Tutgodz. If you know about tutting, you know him for sure. And for this, we're just gonna be talking about his story, his journey, how he got into dance, what was like these major pivotal moments in his dance career, and this is his last year tutting or battling. Is that correct?
Yeah, battling. I'm putting the gloves up, man.
Wow. Okay, so yeah, wow. What all the years you've put into. I feel like there's gonna be. I'm interested to hear your reflection, like when you first started to now, and just what's changed or what's the same. But we're gonna get into it. Anyone here that has questions, feel free to ask. And also, Strobe is teaching classes, so for anyone that is interested, this is like your last time, like your last chance. So.
Yeah, like after I'm telling you, I'm putting the gloves up, bro. I'm cool.
Yeah, I mean, you're like Muhammad Ali, like Mike Tyson. Like you did the work, like you battled everyone. You've made the name. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's like honestly, it's like I feel like the Mount Rushmore. It's like I'm for sure engraved in it. You know what I mean? I gotta
yeah,
be. So it's
right.
like
Like,
I've accomplished it. I'm cool. Like.
yeah, no, it makes. I think I agree. It makes perfect sense, honestly. But
It's like for me, the reason is kind of I feel like I've been in it for so long. I feel like it's time to like pass the torch to see the new generation thrive because it's a beautiful thing to see this new generation from the inspirations they either take from my people or from everybody else around, and they're like hybrids, bro. And it's
yeah.
like the way these kids are now. It's like Jesus, bro. It's crazy. So
Right,
yeah,
right. People leg tutting, people feet like pushing the on the floor, standing like India, the flexibility. Yeah, people just
facts.
all over, man. But yeah, I think I want to honestly, I like to start off with sharing how I heard about you, Strobe, and then
Okay.
we can get into the story, like the beginnings. But I remember watching, being on YouTube, the whole YouTube Yak Films era,
Mhm.
and a video comes out of you and um
Nemesis.
Nemesis. Yes, I was like
Mhm.
the thumbs.
Mhm.
And I remember seeing that video when it came out, and it was like, wow, like this is a new way of tutting. And to me, this is what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
Living in Pennsylvania, I was like, this is a new way. This is so different, and it was captured so beautifully. It was such a what a video at the time. Like, wow, even now, it's still you could rewatch it,
Mhm.
and I was like, this is so different. And then starting to look into, okay, who is Strobe? Who's Nemesis? What is this turfing? There's turfing. Okay, like there's a lot of people tutting in the turf community. What is this? And they all are so different. Like from what I was known of seeing tutting, like popping
Yeah.
version of tutting.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, and then years just watching you content battles and for years and just always like it's like it's how do I explain it? Over all the years, it always was timeless. It never felt like, oh, I'm watching someone that was good at tutting, but that's like the 90s version. It's not updated. Like
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
oh
Yeah.
you always were timeless. Timeless. It never felt old. It was I honestly probably futuristic every time because every time it was like that's something new. That's something
Mhm.
new. Like you
Mhm.
didn't let people catch up in a sense to like it was you were it's like nope, here's something you thought you knew this. Now look at this, like these ideas. So going from that,
Mhm.
stroke, like how did you when did it start? The dancing, like the light, like growing up, like where do you want to begin with that? Before you were strobe and the first time seeing movement or dance.
Well, I grew up in Oakland, or West Oakland to be exact, and that's where turf dancing originated from. So I would always see it like, I mean, people at the bus stops with the headphones in, just kind of swagging it out. And I just thought it was tight at the time, but at the time I was a skateboarder. I
Mm.
actually didn't I didn't dance at all. Like I would hit Michael Jackson moves for my mom here and there. If she was like, "Oh, you want to stay up late? You got to dance for me." Okay, cool. He. And then that's why I got Michael Jackson tatted on my arm. For those who don't know, is because Thriller was the first dance video that I watched, and I would never stop dancing after that. So I got Michael Jackson Thriller Mike on my arm to always remember, like, this is your first pivotal step into moving your body. You know what I mean? So
Mm.
one day I'm at Fairfield High where I went to school at, and I see a big old crowd. I'm a freshman at the time. I see a big old crowd, and I'm like 4'2" at the time, so short.
Mm.
So I go into the crowd. I'm able to maneuver, and I see who it is right now is Scorpion from the Bay.
Mm.
There was a dancer named Studda, and he's a very important character for this story. And
Mm.
my boy Lee. And I just remember all the girls like, oh, they in the Bay it's called hitting that shit. So like,
Mm.
oh, he hitting that shit. I was like, okay, so the girls aren't liking the skaters, you know what I mean? Like that. Like we get all these hot topic looking chicks, but I'm like, the fine shits were all into
Right.
dancing.
Uh-huh.
So I after they got done with the session, I kind of went up to Scorp and I was like, yo, like this is dope, this turfing, right? Like, yeah, blah blah. So I was like, can you guys teach me? So and it's crazy because they were like they invited me to church, right?
Mm.
So I went to Liberty Christian Center with them, and this is crazy to even say this. My first style ever was crumping. So I
Wow.
never I never like learned turfing until after I got into praise dancing, which was crumping at the time. So I was crumping, I was learning that style, but then I realized that I like when I dance with crump, I don't have that stomp that makes you believe it.
Mm.
So they taught me the first breakdown. It was like my first move ever was like a Spider-Man. You pull the legs down and like grab your shoulder up. And then I was the only Asian in that circle that was dancing. So you know what I mean? I
Wow.
did it at first for girls, no cap. Okay,
Mm.
so now the guy Stutter that I told you about, which was Scorpion's best friend, is still to this day. He was a tutter. So he had like these crazy hands to where it was like his hands would bend backwards, like a backward C
Mm.
naturally. So he had like a tut where he would throw it and it like, seesaw up. And I was like, oh
Wow.
snap, what's that? He was like, oh, bro, this is tutting. So I was like, okay, teach me like two things. You know what I'm saying? So my first ever tut ever was this. It was like, I think it was 1, 2, 3, 4. And that was ever since then, it was kind of like instead of learning the swagger of turfing, which I continue to do over the years, because I naturally have it when I battle. Sometimes I'll just bust out like certain
Mm.
foundations.
Right.
But the tutting just came so natural to where I'm getting distracted in school. I'm like underneath my desk, like, how do I connect this? How do I connect that? And then comes the YouTube era to where I look up, I see Oscar, I see Skullboy, I see Chunky, and I see my favorite dancer of all time. His name is Rated R. And after
Mm.
I seen Rated R, like my whole mindset shifted into where I want to be like this guy. He looks
Mm.
fake. He looks robotic. The tutting just looks so futuristic as if I'm watching like a computer in a human body. Just whoop, 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 whoop. And I remember just being at my cousin's house, practicing every move like he would to try to get the mannerisms down. And just like, okay, my main goal now is to get raw and beat him. I want to be better than him. So
Rated R.
Rated R of No Sympathy. If anybody who doesn't know about Rated R, he is a legendary. I would say he's a turfer, yeah, overall. But when it comes to tutting, he shifted everything, bro, out here. Like the way you see a lot of the tutters like now, like for instance, like the way I sell about certain moves, I got those mannerisms from him, and like the
Mm.
way I'm able to like look fake sometimes, and like why I always wear glasses. I don't wear glasses like because it's like a strobe thing. I wore it because he was my idol. So it's like he
Wow.
always had these like crazy like silver rollout glasses you would put on your face from like the eye doctor. And I watched him go to New York and battle Vibes. And I was like,
Mm.
what is this? Oh, it's flexing. Okay, there's something going on here. Hold on one second. Yes, baby, what? I don't know why I did that. Why did you do that? Okay, go get a cookie or something, please. Thank you. Anyways,
So cute.
so after that, there's a website that came out called Get Wet ENT. And I'm like, okay, what's this, right? Oh, give me 1 second. So
No worries, no
I'm
worries.
like, what's this? And then it said a turfing event, all ages. And I remember pulling up to my first battle. It was called Know Your Rank. Out
Hmm.
there in the turfing, and this is why, like, if you watch me, Intricate, and how we battle, and we're so like I would like to say aggressive when we battle.
Hmm.
It's because that's what turfing taught us to be. There's a thing that back in the day is a term called like, oh, you finna chew him alive. Oh,
Hmm.
you just got chewed or gas him. So I remember seeing that for the first time, and then like I'm seeing all these guys that I watched on YouTube. Like, what the fuck? That's not dummy. That's Oscar. Holy shit! So I was like, at the time, I was like so starstruck. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because it's like I wasn't looking at rappers like that. I'm
Hmm.
looking at these dancers because it's what I do now. And I'm like, oh my god, seeing this in person, and this is my first battle experience ever outside of YouTube. It's like it just looks so superhero like. You know what I
Yes.
mean? When I watched Retro Glide for the first time, it was like Frozone from Incredibles. So I'm like, okay. So I'm like, there's something that's going on the water out here, or there. It's I have to do this. This is what I want to do. I want to be one of these guys to where I go to a battle and a kid sees me.
Hmm.
Holy shit, that's Strobe. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I started getting into the battles. My first battle ever, it was at a garage battle in Newark, California. Shout out to my brother Skullboy. He used to throw a birthday battle for himself every year called the Danger Zone. So
Hmm.
I battled, and a lot of I was the last battle of the night. Nobody knew me, so I'm like, "Hey, can I battle somebody?" They're like, "Sure,
Yeah.
yeah, it's all good." Get in the ring. Everybody didn't know what to expect. I'm an Asian scrawny kid, freaking the flip hair like a skater, and then I whipped this out for the first time ever, and they're like, bro, what the fuck? Like, it was like, how long you been dancing? Like, who do you know? I told him who I knew. He was like, you gotta start coming to these battles. Like, you know what I mean? So I started reaching out to like Scoot of BA, like Scoot, my teammate now. He was on MySpace. So I'm like, yo, bro, I would like to lab with you. And I'm reaching him out like a fan. You feel what I'm saying? I didn't think he
Right.
would reach back to me. But
Right.
shout out to Scoot because he was the first person that had a name that was like, yeah, come to my come to Hayward and come to my house so we can practice.
Hmm.
So we started labbing, and he seen potential too. Was like, bro, like where you been at? Like, and this literally was like all I had. I had this move
Where did
and
that
this.
come from? Where did that? Where?
So basically, where that came from was I watched a lot of anime growing up and now, but so this looks like horns, right? But
Yes.
it's actually a scorpion. So this is
Oh.
a tail, so it's hiding behind there like that. But when I started realizing I could shift it, I was like, okay, that's my niche. And then I watched Super Mario Brothers, and I seen the star bouncing. I was like, how could I do that? And I was like, oh, that's tight. I start eating it, and then like getting the power from it. You know, just being really animated and like really basing my style off like cartoons and fighting movies. Like a lot of my stance now comes from like Ip Man and Ong Bak. Like I'll like the way I start my tuts and like rotations. If you notice in Ip Man, he does like the Wing Chun. So
Hmm.
like a lot of my tut rotations come from that style. And
Wow.
like the elbow movement is all from Ong Bak. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So
Yeah. You're
that
literally
happened, and then
battling. You're taking from battles into the
yeah,
picture.
like real life battles and like
Yeah.
really just incorporating it. And that's why Intricate calls me Sasuke because he's like, you have the Sharingan. Like you could take something you see and make it your own. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So after that happened, there was another battle that came up. Retro decided to branch off from Get Wet and start his own thing called Generation X. This
Hmm.
was for the new generation who wasn't known. This was the DVD era. This was like you can win a DVD of yourself and all that. You know what I mean? So I
Okay.
battled, and my first battle ever was this popper named RK. He's part of Crow's team called Heat,
Hmm.
and I went out there and I shut it down. You know what I mean? All
Okay.
like all tutting, like all new stuff, and like and at the time I'm like, why is everybody cheering? I'm like, I thought I looked like all you guys, but you know, Oscar came up to me and was like, bro, like we've never seen that before. Like the way you incorporate the like the mini tutting compared like the bigger tuts, it's like we never seen it. So
Did you know Oscar at that time, or
he
you've known him? Oh, so you know? Okay, you.
I didn't know him at the time, but when I got to meet him, you know, Oscar is a very humble dude. You know what I mean? So he would come up to me and be like, "Yo, you tight." And at the time, he was another one of my favorite dancers. So like hearing that, I'm like, bro, that's crazy. Like all I wanted to do is be like you guys, and now you guys are like inviting me into
Yeah.
this turf world. You know what I mean? And being an Asian in a primary like dominant black scene, it
Mm,
was like it's kind of like very nerve wracking. You don't want to fuck up. You don't
mm,
you want to stand out. You want to be able to hang because in other people's eyes, it's like you're a vulture. But it's like
Mm.
I come from where you guys come from, and you know what I mean. I'm always, and that's one thing that like my old teachers would tell you. Like I, even to this day, I don't care how big of a name I have. There, you can always learn from people. So
Mm.
it's like now that I'm in this circle, I started doing more battles. I started calling out the biggest names. I called out Chunky randomly, like, "Yo, what's up?" And he gave me my shot, and I battled him at the funeral, which is on YouTube now. And I introduced that newer style with the angles, you know, on top of the way I sell it. And then ever since then, you know, the Yak Films started tapping in, the Flexor starts tapping in, like, who's this kid?
Mm.
So from there, it just that's where the career started. But overall, I think the shifting pivotal point for me, like to where it was like I was really in this game, is when like I started getting recognized from Oscar and you know like the big names I watch on YouTube. So it's like okay, phase one complete. Now let's create something because in turfing, which was so beautiful and so deadly at the same time,
Mm.
is when you battled somebody, everyone was so unique. Everyone
Mm.
had a certain thing about them that was powerful, like a superhero, like when
Yeah.
Luffy eats the devil fruit or somebody else eats it. Everybody gets
Right.
a different power.
Mm.
So at the time, it's like everybody has their thing. So I started just battling big names, not taking down no fades, call outs, everything I could, so I can get footage on YouTube because I knew at that time because my cousin Dante, who I did load it up with, he's like a freaking tech whiz. He knew about algorithms before it was a thing. He was like, if
Oh,
you really want to be somebody, bro, like put yourself out there so much to where people are tired of seeing you. I'm like,
right.
okay. So it's like McDonald's. When you pass on the highway, right, and you see the golden arches, you automatically know it's McDonald's.
Yeah.
So it's like you see a stroll battle. Oh, wait, this is new? Okay, let's see what he has this week. Oh, there's
Mm.
no repeated moves. Okay, how much does he have? You know what I mean?
You
And
want to
then
see more. You want
like
to see how far can this go? How
exactly.
mm.
Exactly. So it's like, and then like Scorp would tell you because he was the person I used to lab with all the time back at home. It's like I would sit there and lab like 8 hours a day, bro. Like even when everybody else is chilling, like I would sit there and how do I tweak this? How can I look different like that? How do I manipulate that? How does this how does this block go here? How do I build that up? You know what I mean? So it's more like I was so interested in tutting to the fact that it like really like it became a drug. You know what I mean? Like
What does tutting mean to you? Like if you were to go to like an alien, let's say an alien came to this world and you're the only one that can answer that question. They're like, "What's tutting?" How would you describe that to them?
well, I'm a believer in God, so I'm not here to like, say his name in vain, but I feel like it's the language of a gods, like in a way. Like when it's cause like be honest, you're a tutter too, you're an amazing tutter. So it's like certain IQ levels with tutting, you can like you understand what I'm doing compared to the average eye is like, what the fuck did I just watch? So it's
Right.
a form of communication to me. It's like it's like a sacred thing, bro. Like I don't know how to like put it into words to where, but I feel like it's like you know how sign language is.
Mm.
When I watch Tutters, I literally can read the story. You know what I mean? Like I
Mm.
see everything. I see things that I don't think I should be seeing.
Mm.
It's like I said, bro. It's like tutting to me is a superhero power. You know
It,
what I
it
mean?
it sounds like you're tapped into this, like you see reality, like you see something deeper than the average person when it comes to these designs, this
Yes,
expression of movement.
yes.
You're there's it's something not learned, but you just had, like you were just given this, like
It's literally in you, bro. I'm
just
telling you.
already.
Yeah, and
Okay.
that's why it's like so cool to see, like I was talking about earlier, everybody's individuality with tutting now. It's like you can read a certain power they got or like a certain aura that comes out of them when they tut. Like I watched some of my lab footage back, right? And like I don't know if this happens to you, but it happens to me all the time. I would go cross-eyed and like low key start drooling. Like how the fuck do I hypnotize myself from a lab video? You know what I'm saying? But that goes to show you what the outside sees of us. You know what
Mm.
I mean? And that's why I think that the language of tutting is so powerful because of like you can literally like mind fuck the hell out of people with it. And
Right.
like for instance, like big ups to my old squad finger suckers, even though we are still family.
Mhm.
The stuff we were able to create with everybody's individuality and like, our choreographies and like
Yes.
electrobots and
Mm.
the people in Paris. and how you're able to form these big ass structures and breakdowns and just like you can literally see the music come alive with tutting. You know
Mm.
what I mean? Like dubstep day, boom, 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 like somebody would be there going crazy, and you're just like, what the fuck? Like,
Right.
but you see it. You know what I mean? So yeah,
It makes it's like the architecture, like the lines we see in the world. We see the structures, the lines, the squares, and the sacred geometry, right? I'm sure they would also say, oh well, you're peeling away reality, or you're getting closer to understanding why there's certain designs in the world.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, exactly,
Mhm.
exactly.
Now, with that said, I know you shared about the spiritual sense and God.
Mhm.
What is the thought process, or if you could share a little bit of your thought process when you're putting something together? It,
So back in the day, it used to be for me was like I was such a tryhard. Like if
Mhm.
something didn't feel right, I was like, nope, scratch that idea. And then I
Mhm.
got to this stage now to where it's kind of like a flow state,
Mhm.
like where my body is so used to this grid I have to where
Mhm.
it's like I can like literally. There's been battles where I got my dark shades on and I'm closing my eyes the whole time and just letting it happen.
Real? Oh,
Yeah,
you're just wow. Okay,
it,
okay.
it like it's happened like that. Like the summer heat tournament, and when I battled baby Tight Eyes, I was closing my eyes at the time and just like whatever happens, happens. You know what I mean?
Wow, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like, but the thought process now it's more like I study my opponents a lot. So it's kind of like if I look at like when I battle Blueprint, I'm like, what is his strengths? What is his weaknesses? What can I predict? How do I
Okay.
rebuttal this?
Mhm.
Okay, he's done that before. Let me use that against. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And
Hmm.
then I just out of nowhere started getting so intrigued with the hat, and I'm like, the hat tricks with tutting just flows so perfect. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
It's like another grid. So I think my thought process now is looking back and just kind of like I do this a lot too. I'll go back to like when I first started my videos, like original days, and I'm like, let me remix that. And I haven't done that in 15 years.
Hmm.
Let's bring that idea back because I don't think like that no more. Oh, young Strobe, you were on some shit. Like why did I not open that up a lot more than what I could have? So a lot of
Hmm.
the new stuff you'll see at my next battle May 2nd, it's me going back to my past and bringing him back. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm bringing him back into the field and just like really exploring what my mindset was back then. Because I'm just like I'm trying to figure out what was I thinking back then. Like you know what I mean? Because all
Mm.
these years that go by, you get so advanced in your craft. It's kind of like I want that mindset again. You know what I mean? Like the very interested mindset. So
It's like taking that freedom years ago, but what you know now. Like there's a maturity with
yes,
like that maturity now.
it's like literally trying to put multiverses together into one reality. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right. Who are you battling May 2nd?
I'm battling Scorp, the guy that first
Oh,
started dancing with. Yeah.
oh wow. Okay,
So
okay.
this is a full circle for me, man. It's like the guy that taught me how to get into this game and taught me my first moves is who I'm battling now. So and he's
Wow.
like he's like a power move like villain, bro. He's yeah.
Scorp, he isn't he famous for like this? He twists his body
Yeah,
into
yeah,
like a
the
scorpion.
human insect. Yeah.
The human insect. Okay, got
Mhm.
you. So there's a couple of things I like to you talked about. You mentioned through your journey. I want to go back to the Michael Jackson. You said that Thriller was the video that brought you to like this. I want to this dance. I'm interested in dance.
Mhm.
Can you go into like was it that your mom was watching it or you? How did you find it and what was going through your mind seeing that?
My mom was trying to scare me because in the beginning of it he turns into the werewolf. So I didn't get scared, and I seen the zombies like in sync, boom, boom, and like the way he was moving and how cool it looked, like the
Mm.
swagger, and I love the way he dressed. I'm like, what the fuck, like, and then that goes back again. At the end, he got the girl. I started a career.
Right how the psychology.
Yeah, it was same thought process when I
Yeah.
was like 6 years old. I wanted the girl, so it was
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
that's where the Michael Jackson thing came by, and it was like I just remember I would do a lot to try to study VHS tapes of like him, the way his style was, and like if you noticed, a lot of my like if I'm just dancing, I'll have a lot of his mannerisms in my dance, like the
yeah.
way my feet shift or the way I'll turn my body, manipulate it. It's still Michael Jackson based. You know what I mean? So.
Wow. Okay. Got you.
Mhm.
Wow, Michael. It's crazy also hearing how just Michael Jackson in general, his influence on so many dancers. Um, Also, you talked about crump. How did you or there was another word you used, praise dancing.
Yes.
Can how did you find out about that? And were you under certain crumpers, or like what was your? How did you get into crump?
So there was a team back at Fairfield High called Triple Threat. It was turfers, crumpers, and poppers.
Hmm.
So we all went to the same church called Liberty Christian Center, right across the road. And their version, like praise dancing, right? If you go to like a Christian church, you'll see like some people use the ribbons and like just like flow, kind of look like the Holy Spirit. But then you'll see people like that'll crump. You know what I mean? And like, of course, you have your turfers in there, like kind of doing their thing too. But crumping was his name was Lee. Lee taught me my first little chest pop, the throw. My boy Damo taught me how to pop a little bit, and then I realized like when we go to youth night every Wednesday after school, and that was like the best time. It was like our version of labbing at the time was to go praise dance and because that's what they called it. In church it's not called crump, it's called praise dance. Well, where I was at, and I just liked it, but then like I said, I realized that I didn't have the mindset for it. You know what I mean? Because I was just sitting there throwing wild and just popping my chest as hard as I could, not knowing the structure and what it meant behind it. So it's like tutting was something that I understood completely, like
Mm.
from the jump. It was weird, man.
It just connected. It's just natural. It was natural.
It was
And
like,
now,
like when you watch Avatar, like certain people will be firebenders, airbenders, water, yeah, etc. So you get your tutting scroll, and it's like, okay, this is the one I want to learn.
that
You know?
was the one. And then also speaking about rated R, because that was a person you mentioned.
Yeah,
Look, that big inspiration, and also another person ahead of his time. Does rated R still? Is he still active? Is he, or at least what's his history, or what do you know of his history? Not to go too much into it, but what do you know of, like, where did he come from? Where did he
I
learn?
know that he's a part of the team called No Sympathy, which is like a really big
Hmm.
like squad out in the Bay surf scene.
Hmm.
At the time, they're like their whole style was based off turfing, but making it look very animated, like robotic. So
Hmm.
his teacher is Slow Mo, which is one of my teachers. So that I kind of had to go to him to like, how do I dance like bruh? You know what I'm saying? So he's the one who taught me how to wave. Him and footwork, they're both part of the same team. But you
Hmm.
can only get that scroll from that team because in the Bay Area, you can see like by the way people wave or the way they have like a certain kick out, or you can tell what team they're from. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like but rated R, he was before my time. We
Hmm.
haven't seen him in years. I think he's just on his grown man hype. You know what I mean? And just
Okay.
doing his grown thing. But
Yeah.
he did leave. He left that imprint on so many of my generation. Me, intricate back, like
Wow.
all the names that are like that have something to do with the tutting now in the Bay. He's
Hmm.
the reason.
Wow, wow. You also, why is tutting so in I'm again, this is my what I see.
Yeah, yeah.
Why in the Bay Area in turfing tutting is just so different
It's
compared to like why is
it's
it like everyone seems so dangerous with it?
it's the way we sell our movement and the way the swagger is. And
Mm,
like you can only learn that if you like learn from one of us or you come from it. Like that's the best way I could put it. I can't put it in a different sense. It's like you have to be here to have that type of esque to you. You know what I
mm,
mean?
mm.
Like it's really about, it's like my uncle named rest in peace. He used to call me the salesman, like Strobe the salesman, because I can make a simple tut look so nasty. You know what I mean? So
Nice,
I think it's the way we used to sell every move that we had.
nice.
So yeah.
Okay, okay. You also mentioned you talked about flexing and how you started to. When were you introduced to flexing, and what was that journey getting into flexing or the connecting with New York? What was that like for you?
It was so what happened was I watched Rated R versus Vibes. That's the first time I seen Vibes and like the bone breaking. Because they had bone breaking out here, but it was like the simple dead arm or like the like the pullback, shit like that.
Okay.
But to see it so advanced was like, what the hell is New York on? You know what I mean? So
Mm,
then get wet through a battle called Rock Paper Scissors. It's our Super Bowl versus them. So the Bay
nice.
versus New York. And then
Yes.
I remember seeing Scorp versus X. I was there in person, and to
Oh wow.
see how the manipulation and how you can make your arm look like rotated 3 times, and the way that their tutting wasn't like ours, it was a
No.
connecting. And then
Hmm.
I've seen Kool-Aid in person. I'm like, what the fuck? So start doing my research on flexors and start watching Battle Fest. And honestly, that's why like I take every battle when it comes to New York because I love their way they battle. It's like the way I do. You know what I mean? It's like because I'm a big fan of battle rap. It's kind of like you get that same
Mm.
vibe. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So um, I seen that and I got put in my first rock paper scissors against Ace in
Hey,
San
oh,
Francisco.
okay. Yes, that video's on YouTube. That is
Yeah,
on
yeah,
YouTube.
and
Yeah.
I introduced that style of the angles and the chicken wing that first battle, and that's how I got into the game and with the flexors, and then I got booked for Rock Paper Scissors 4 against X in New York for the first time, and then I just got to. It's a certain type of vibe you get when the flex community, you know what I mean, like a certain like atmosphere, like it's like a real gladiator ring
Yeah,
other
yeah.
than like a turfing event. Turfing event's hyphy. It's
Mm,
just hella lit. But when you go there, it's no games. No, like they're not playing. So
mm,
it's kind of like I just fell in love with the New York culture. That's why I always say it's my second home. And
mm.
ever since then, I wanted to take out the Mount Rushmore connectors. You know what I mean? So I've been going after everybody. I got Kool-Aid. I got Mooka. I'm battling Droid and Dre this year.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, oh yeah, I'm going out with a bang when I'm putting these gloves
He
in, bro.
said, "Leave nothing behind." They're not. I
No,
don't want. I want everything. Like just everything.
there's no talk after this. Like, just go
Right.
on YouTube and see. Like, there you go.
Wow. Okay. Okay. So that was the flexing journey into what? When did Finger Circus arise, or when did that idea come into play?
So this is a funny story. Me and Peanut actually didn't like each other at all, like
Oh,
in person at
like you
all.
did. Like, oh, what? What?
We didn't
Okay.
we didn't get along because like he's from Vallejo, and at the time like I was going to school in Fairfield, and when at the time it was so much ego going on,
Okay.
especially within myself because at the time I was cocky as hell because I accomplished this. I'm that dude in this game now. Like you feel me? So when Peanut came out, we came out around the same time, but he wasn't as present when it came to like battling. But when
Mm,
he did, they would always compare us. So
mm,
this is how the Finger Circus started was Era is my best friend that I met in high school. It was
okay.
Era, me, Kid Strobe. Like all of us went to the same high school, and we used to dance every day in this place called D Hall.
Mm,
So what happened was Era's friend group and his friend group are cool. So they had a house party in Fairfield, and we were drinking, and I seen them come in. I was like, okay, this is either going to be a fade or it's going to turn into a battle, one of the two. So we started drinking, and I put the ego aside. I was like, hey, bro, no cap, you dope. And he was like, bro, I ain't gonna lie, you dope as hell too. And then
okay.
we was like, hey, let's get a video in. Okay, for sure. So Status Silver comes into play. Status
Oh,
Silver was a branch off of Yak Films. So this is he's our
really?
he's our he's
Oh,
our main videographer for Finger Circus.
oh
Every video
yes.
we got was from him.
Right.
So what happened was we met up in San Francisco. I brought Era and Nemesis, and he came by himself. But they had a team already called the Starters. That was Era and his team. Me and Nemesis were already on beat. So we did the video at the water, and we seen like viral instantly. Like on YouTube was a big deal outside of Yak Films. Like, okay, 500,000 views in like the first week. Like, we got to do something.
Mm,
So it started off being the Five Finger All Stars. That we had this Timmy ass name. So C-Tuck comes into play. He's staying in Concord. He has a finger style, and we got introduced to him. We started labbing with him, started doing videos with him because he was also a part of you know what I mean, the community as well. And
mm,
then, we dropped another video on his channel, which went viral. And we're starting to see that this is a very consistent thing. We're looking at the comments like, yo, we need you guys to like be a team. Like, you guys are dope, blah, blah, more videos, more videos, more videos. And
mm.
then we got inquiry to link up with J Funk out in LA. So we did a video with him as well.
Nice.
So J Funk was the last to join Finger Circus, but we had a group chat, and I actually came up with the name Finger Circus. I was like, bro, we should let's call it Finger because there was so many random ass names. Five Finger All Stars, fucking Phalange Crew, like just on some cat shit.
No.
So Finger Circus was born, and we added J Funk, and from there it was nonstop team labs every week. Everybody would travel hours away just so we can make this a thing. Come up with choreography, and we had our first audition for McDonald's as a team up in San Francisco, and it was like 500 people auditioned. Hawk, Moon, hella people. Yeah, at
Oh.
that time. And out of all those people, I got chosen. You know what I mean, to do the commercial with J Funk. So
Wow.
we did the commercial in LA, and we realized that we just kicked down a door that we didn't think that could be opened. We thought it was just viral videos. So the commercials started like seeing that type of esque. We started getting hit up from everything. Netflix, the magicians, they based almost all that shit off of us. Android, Google, and it was just like it went crazy, bro. And just like rocking as a crew, going to the Glover event, and like really just seeing the love we got for being the dexterity squad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just like just opening up doors for the hand community, because let's be real, at the time tutting was like a sub style and popping. It wasn't really like looked at
Yeah.
as if
There wasn't at the level that you guys brought. There wasn't an event of tutting or finger tutting. There was
yeah
like some small things in the East Coast here and there, but not at the scale of. And even to this day, the events that are tutting, there's a pull from the
yeah
events that were
it's a
thrown.
blueprint exactly.
Exactly.
So that happened, and life started turning for everybody as grown-ups. We did this, we were hella young, so we started having kids. Jay Funk's doing the Marvel Universe.
Mm.
Jay Sita got married.
Yeah.
I mean? Everybody moved away, so this is where Tutgodz come to play.
Okay.
So
Great. I was about to ask. Nice.
after the finger circus, I kind of already seen it. Like out of the whole crew, I was the most active the whole time. I never stopped. But that's just me personally because of my background. I always have a hunger for it. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So um, me and Intricate have always been rivals in the Bay Area as far as tutting. I beat him like 5 times. He got me 1 time.
Okay.
And we got inquired from Worldwide Dance Association to do a two-man. We've never collabed ever.
Mm.
So
Okay.
at the time, and this will, I never self-proclaimed the word tug guy. I didn't. It was the fans of India. They were always in my
Really?
messages. Yeah, I never was like, oh, I'm the tug god. No, I took that from them.
You were given the name.
I was given
Wow.
the name. Yeah, you are the tutting god. You are the tug god, my tug god. So like Eminem said, I am whatever you say I am. You know what I'm saying? So at the time, me and Cito agreed, and he was like, bro, we gotta have a team name, Tug Gods. The
Wow.
Z got added. Okay, for sure. So in that same battle, Dream and Nasty battled, did that insane two-man against E Ninja and Coolio.
Yes.
And me and Cito was like, bro, let's make this a thing. It was okay, let's do it. So it was birthed November 6th, 2016. The Tug Gods formed, and we grabbed NRJ, and because she was an amazing bone breaker tutter, and I mean,
Okay.
she was always supporting us. So we had a squad. That was us. It was me, Intricate, Dream, Nasty, and RJ. And then
Wow.
that's what started everything. And then as I started getting, I got booked a lot with New York.
Mm.
So I battled X the second time for YouTube Originals for the tournament, and
Yeah.
that was like that battle right there set the bar so high for battling, it was ridiculous. So
That battle, the battle fest, right? They had the rounds and
yeah,
you
like
battled
the ring
twice.
girl and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, that battle was a highlight. That really was like a battle. I feel you could just show anyone and they would appreciate, no matter what style they're from, because you
Yeah.
have someone creating crazy geometry, the other one is like creating it with their bones, dislocating, and yeah,
hmm
that battle was okay. Okay.
So this is where things get interesting. It was like X hit me after the battle, like, "Yo, what's up with Tug Guys? Put me on." I
Oh.
was like, "What, X? All right, for sure." And then, Pumpkin came into play. She asked me,
Hmm.
and then we just ever since then it was history. And then, so now it's like the first ever completed Bay Area East Coast team, and
Mm.
I like, you know what I mean, to where it's like everybody is what they do within cutting is all different, but
Hmm.
it's at a level to where it's like, yeah, bro. So, and a lot of people doubted me when I put CJ Ray on, but I was like, I seen this potential in him when he first came to LA, because me and him became best friends through Fortnite on
Oh,
Xbox, and then we met up
nice.
for the first time in Connecticut because we were friends for hella long, and then we're like, yo, let's go to this battle together. Let's finally meet. And then ever since then, I've been teaching him, but then he started developing his own little swagger with it, and I
Hmm.
was like, okay, I knew I was right. You know what I mean? Same
Yeah,
thing with Arsenal.
and he be entering. There was some tutting battle. I feel
They
like
just
recently.
they just him and Sito just took first and second in Vietnam.
Yeah,
You know
so
what I'm saying?
there it is. Like,
So it's
wow.
like I have this eye for like tutting. Like I said, it's like there's certain things that I can see in individuals to where they may not see now, but it's like I have this vision for them and I know what I can do with them, you know what I mean? And
Mm,
just make them become the best version of what they are. Because like let's
mm.
be real, flexors already have a certain like energy to them and like a certain understanding of movement. So I wanted to see what tutting would look like with that get low style. That's where
Mm.
Arsenal comes to play. You know what I mean?
I
And
see.
CJ Ray. So
Right.
that's the history of Tutgodz.
Wow. Okay. Where do you? What is your? Wow. Going from there, I guess I would like to hear your thoughts on where do you see tutting going, or what are your thoughts on the current community? Where is it right now? Like when people talk about tutting, is it more popular than ever? Is it something? What are your thoughts on where it is right now?
In my opinion, yes, it is. It is stamped to be a style of its own now. You
Mm,
have communities all around the world that base everything off tutting, and it's
mm,
so beautiful to see and to see the people like really take what they learn from their favorites and make it their own, and just see these insane new faces. And it's literally to where the point where I'm so proud of everybody that's ever flapped their wrist, because it's like everyone had a seasoning into why it is today. It wasn't just me or my team, or it was literally everybody. Everyone's different, and like the way that certain communities are like teaching. I mean, like Fractal, he has this clusters movement, which is
yeah.
fucking insane, but he teaches for free and like wants to level up everybody, and that's so dope. I just taught a class for free, a whole workshop for Mexico, and they have a
Mm,
whole movement out there called Tutting Lab. And I see like 20 of them just all in the park, just looking so crisp and so nice. So I
wow.
think in the future with tutting, it's very bright, bro. I feel like we have a lot of people that can carry it probably farther than we have. You know what I mean? And
Mm,
like, and I'm so glad to be a stepping stool for that. That's all I ever wanted, was to be imprinted into the history, and also being the person that helped develop something so advanced that the OGs of our OGs didn't know was possible.
right.
So the
Right.
tutting community, shout out to everybody that tuts, man. Like we did it. We
Wow.
we are officially a style, y'all. So
Yes, I remember that was such a topic. Um, I forget when, where people be like, tutting isn't really its own thing, and
yeah.
it's you're not really dancing and all the stuff
But
nowadays.
then that's where like personally I prove a lot of them wrong. I've
Mm.
beaten some of the biggest names with sitting there and flapping my wrists. You know
Right,
what I mean? So it's kind of like, what can you say now?
right, right. No, you can't say
You
nothing.
can't say
What,
anything.
what would you say is one of your favorite battles?
X.
X. Who?
Because we battled 3 times. That was the most I've ever battled somebody. And like with X, he's somebody that throws punches with me. It's like Vegeta and Goku, nonstop. Like if I throw a haymaker, he's gonna throw a haymaker. If I throw nonstop punches, he's gonna throw nonstop punches. And everything is always new. And it's like us being fans of each other when we watch each other in our rounds. Like I remember just sitting there watching him at the New York one the second time and seeing how much he prepared for me and like all the new material. It's really flattering when somebody prepares that much dangerous material for you and you answer back, and his reaction is the same exact way. You know what I
Right.
mean? So X was a favorite of mine. C Tut definitely, because me and him would always bump heads and talk shit to each other without our finger circus career. Like, oh, I'll fuck you up, bro. It's me. Like what? So when
Nice.
we went to New York and I beat him, I was like, you know what I'm
Ah,
saying?
no,
So, but yeah,
nice.
no. But honestly though, every battle, I would say X is my favorite, but it's like every battle had some significance of like importance to me.
Mm,
Very like you could tell when I battle people, I take them very seriously. Like
mhm.
I don't care if you have a name or not. Like
Right.
I was always taught when it comes to battles, it's the people you least expect to be the one that could get you out of here. So
Right. Right.
that's the reason I laugh the way I do. Like I don't care who it is. I'm
Mhm.
going to come at you with everything. You know what I mean? So
Right. No,
yeah.
it makes sense. The mindset, that makes sense.
Hmm.
What would you say, now, family man, and you got a kid, one kid, two kids, one, okay. Like, how do you see, like, when you reflect on your journey, when you look back at Strobe, what are your thoughts, like, when just reflecting on your own journey, looking back?
Um, a lot of mistakes, a lot of growing up, a
Mm,
lot of humbling. When
mm,
Dami was born, I became a version of myself I didn't know existed. Like a certain type of love came over me and motivated me more. And
mm,
like just looking back at everything, it's like I look back, and as a man, all people do is I cried when I watched my career because I was so happy about everything that I've accomplished and what I've done and just like thank God for it, you know what I mean? And just thank God for every hardship I had too. The long nights labbing, developing, um, not making flights and having to find a way to these gigs, sneaking
mm,
out my mom's house just to go to a battle and dealing with the punishment
mm,
afterwards. It
mm.
was it was worth it, bro, and just like so beautiful. And I think that every dancer should do that. You know what I mean? Especially if you're our age, like a little older. Just look back and just be proud of yourself and everything you've done and just realize that you had such a beautiful impact. And we are all so blessed to be a part of this journey together. Because like when I look back at a lot of people like you, Intricate, just name off a few, it's like we literally watch each other grow up and see a
Yes.
prime
Yeah.
and see a thriving version of you know what I mean.
Mm,
I'm
yeah.
talking to Animated J. Okay, go get one. It's fine. Thank you.
Do you ever introduce dance to your daughter, or tutting, or like
Oh,
sharing
my
that?
son.
Oh, your son. I couldn't. Sorry, sorry.
That's all
So,
good. It's he watches my battles with me and he's like, "That's daddy." But it's crazy now. When I lab, he literally like, "I want to dance too." So he'll go in a mirror and just throw this random like thing like that.
he's in.
So it's like, okay, you're taking interest, and I already told myself, as a dad, I'm not gonna force you to be a part of what I was. But if you do take interest in this, I'm going to teach you everything. You are gonna be me reborn into. I want you to come terrorize the game again, and maybe you be the next face and take it farther than I even did. You know what I
Wow.
mean? So, yeah, bro, it's really cool to see how like your child will sit there
Mm.
and just admire what you do. You know what I mean? And not even understand what it is yet. He knows what
Right.
dancing is, but he doesn't know what tutting is. But his first moves are instantly his hands and like his arms. I'm like, okay, so you get it. Just like
Wow.
X's son, Max. Max
Yes.
is like at a level of bone breaking that is ridiculous. Like
Mm.
I'm like, bro, that's crazy. When I went to his house when I battled Show Off, he was just sitting there getting into the bird cage and just doing the twist. I'm like, oh yeah, bro. Dami and him versus in the future would be Strobe and X again. That'd be insane.
Generations battle.
Yeah, just nonstop. You know what I mean? So,
That's crazy.
mhm.
Well, man. Uh, Let me just think. Like, what? There's so much, and I mean, it's like, what is the most? I don't know. What would people want to hear or know? For me, I mean, I'm inspired already. And oh, this was a thought I had. How did you get the name Strobe?
Oh, so basically, my cousin, um, I didn't grow up wealthy, so we would always go to the thrift stores, right?
Mm,
And my inspiration for dressing was Tyga at the time. I used to love the way Tyga would be in the vintage fits and all that. So I would go to the thrift stores, find old shit, and my mom and him would always be like, "Bro, it's not a fashion show. You're always like flashy, like a strobe light." So the name Strobe stuck. I was like, okay, strobe. But
wow.
then as I got farther in my career, when I danced, it's kind of like I have the effect of a strobe light because like, what the fuck am I seeing? So it's
Mm,
so strobe has two meanings: the
mm.
flashiness of like either the outfits or the way I move, and then like the tutting. It just like it comes at you like a. So
Wow.
yeah,
Okay.
because they
Wow.
hear strobe, they're automatically thinking like,
Right, a strobe light or
yeah,
something.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. What? Hmm. Wow. Yeah, I mean, I guess something. The only thing unless something comes up, but I would like to just ask you is, what would you want to tell the people that watch this video, the people that in the future will come across this video,
Mhm.
dancers, maybe non-dancers. What's a message you would like to leave with them?
Follow everything that God puts in your heart. If there's something that tells you this is right, chase it.
Mm,
I could have been a rapper. I could have been a gangbanger like my cousins. I could have been different things. But tutting is something that God called me and just it wouldn't leave my mind. So if this is the last thing I can say to anybody is do it. We have one life. Chase it. Become it. Vision it. Execute it. There's ways to get anything that you want in this life done.
mm.
So if there's something that you want, go get it, bro. Don't wait until you're like old and be like, oh, I shoulda. You're gonna hate yourself. So like that's why I can look back at my career now and be so happy that I took that risk and took in all those unnecessary as like hardships in my life to become who I am. So yeah, man, chase like I know it sounds cliche because everybody says it. But that's so chase your dreams and chase your heart, bro. Everybody's told a message and everybody has a dream. So achieve it, man. There's different ways to do it, especially in this day and age. The way technology is, you go to ChatGPT. How do I become this? It'll literally give you a step by step. Our
Right,
time, we didn't have that. We had MySpace, if anything.
right, right,
So you know what I mean? So yeah.
right. Wow. Well, I want to thank you, Strobe, for taking this time and again for what you've done for the culture, for the community. Like again, you've did it, you've done it, and much love to you, your family, and I'm excited to see the battles for this last year
Oh
and what
yeah,
you're
bro.
gonna.
I can promise you, I'm going to go harder than I ever have, for sure. I got something for their ass. I got belts for ass, for sure.
Ah!
So, but yeah, no, same thing with you, Animated J, bro. Thank you so much and everything you've done for the community. Your style is one of a kind. You're dope as hell, bro. And I just love watching your content too. It's awesome. It's really like I watch your shit and be like, what the fuck? How the hell? You know what I mean? So, you know, what I mean, keep doing what you do, brother. Even though I'm putting my gloves up, I will still always and forever support the community. Always watching, always be a fan of everybody, bro. So, thank you so much for having me on this, bro. And I appreciate you always, dog.
Yes, sir. Much love, Strobe. Take
You
care,
too,
bro.
brothers. God bless. Peace.